So I buy this old Mosin nagant and make one test fire with this. So I realized that this primer just wants to go out of this shell. And the second problem with this Mosin nagant was the extraction. So it was a rounding chamber, and now you can fire it, and it fire, and the shell looks like this. That this primer is just popping out, but it just doesn't want to take the rod off the chamber. And I realized if I just give a nice little push about this bolt, then it takes and pick up the round or shell. So that is telling us that there is just way too much headspace in this gun. I take a closer look about this barrel and receiver. So I realized that there is a gap between barrel and receiver. So I think that because there is a gap between this barrel and between this receiver, maybe they are just not all the way rounded together. So I tried to twist this, but there wasn't enough space to go full round around, because this have to be 360 degrees, so otherwise it won't be the same position and this extractor won't rotate between those barrel face. So I'm not sure, does this barrel even belong to this gun originally, because this headspace is just something very awful, and it won't. Actually, about this low quality, I started this barrel, and the hole in this barrel is just not even straight line. So maybe that tells something about this gun quality. But we're going to fix this and set up the headspace, and because there is not enough space, we have to cut a little bit of this barrel, so then we can reassemble it, and hopefully we can get it around a little bit more, so we can get one more full round, twist it, and then we can take this and this much closer together, and then the headspace is going to be smaller, and then we start to measure it. So about the barrel and receiver alignment, what I talk about. So as you see, here is the groove, which is for extractor. So this bolt is going to be in this position, and when you close the bolt, it rotates, and this extractor is going to travel in this groove. So if this is not in the right alignment with this receiver, then this bolt just won't rotate at all. Well, first of all, there was a gap here between the barrel and receiver. I tried to twist it fully round, but there wasn't enough space to go full round, and this groove leaves about just the other side, and so it's totally wrong place to be, and that's why I have to cut material in here and in here. So now this barrel goes fully one round, 360 degrees more, and this groove is alignment with this receiver, and the bolt is in the right position against this barrel. But I don't modify this area yet, because I want to check that headspace, and I modify that if I need to. Well, I need to, because I put this one into the receiver, and then this bolt won't even close without a round. So now the headspace is just way too small. So next we're going to measure how much we have to take this area lower to get this work great. Okay, so here's the starting point when we start to measure. how much we have to cut the spiral more to get this headspace correct. So let's put the rounding chamber. This is the starting point. So there is so much headspace that this bolt and extractor just won't take the round because it won't reach to the rim. Even if I put this nice push, then we get this round out of here. But next we're going to take this extractor out and we start to rotate this one by one and measure what is the distance where we reach and get this bolt closed, and what is the maximum that we just can't close this bolt anymore. Okay, so here's the bolt without extractor. I take that off, and now actually let's make it first without a round. So now I know that it will work, and let's rotate this barrel more tight. Let's take like this one first. Yes, it works. I don't have a barrel vise or receiver vise, so I have to make this a little bit harder way. Yes, it close at that point too. Okay, now we are starting to get the point where it's not getting close anymore. So now let's open it a little bit. Okay, so here's the point when it's closed. Let's put the round chamber. Okay, now it won't close with the round chamber, so let's lose it a little bit more. No, it won't. Now close with the round. No, it won't close. Okay, so now it's starting to close. It's just a little bit tight. So let's take a little bit more. Okay, so now I know about, because after I modified this barrel and then this was fully closed in this receiver when this barrel and the receiver alignment are just well done. So now I know that this gap here is the same what I have to take this barrel face like shorter. So now after that this is supposed to be close and the headspace would be very close. So now I put this barrel back to the left and make some modification, and let's see. Okay, so now I modified this barrel face here because the headspace were too tight. And well, first of all, when I got this and this area here, because I have to make this go deeper, and this is 16 thread per inch, so I know but it's 0.0625. And that tells me how much I have to get this and this one, because I have to cut here and here the same distance, but that just tells me how much I have to cut here. But now I modified this. I cut 0.0315 off here, and because this chamber is so loose, this round just fits very nice even if I take that much off. But now we test, do we have even close to headspace, and then we take more measurements. Okay, so now I think it's ready. This barrel and receiver are aligned, and now there is no chamber around, and this close, very nice and smooth. And I have to first I make this 0.0315 inch cut, then I make another one after measurement 0.0157 inch cut, because I measure it in between because of this gap, and I measured that gap, and now this receiver and barrel are just tightly together. And so now this is going to be the final setup what I'm going to make. Because well, first the problem was that the extractor won't work, so this just can't reach because there was so much headspace. And now after we modified this, now it's getting close, very nice. The extractor seems to work. Let's test another round. Seems to work as well. And about the headspace, well, how much it is now. So here is the piece of tape. This one is 0.0059 inch. And if we put this one in the chamber, this one won't close. So the headspace is something about this. I don't have these real dimensions what it's supposed to be, but I think that this is just fine. And after all, if you think what it was before, okay, you can shoot it and it works somehow not good, but I think that now it's going to run much better, and I'm happy with that. Okay, then the final words. If you have low quality awful guns just like this, that everything is just so shit and crap, then probably you have to make some adjustments. Well, now we make these headspace adjustments and extraction fix for this gun, and now it works fine. The headspace is just enough good for this use, and this extractor work how it should be. But well, maybe the most important thing when you're doing something cuts like this, that you have to cut in many places, because I think that this barrel just doesn't belong to this gun, because everything was so out of specs. But just when you cut this, don't take too big cuts, because it's so easy to make over, and if you make over, then it's even harder to fix it. So make small cuts, fix it, test it, measure it, and then make it again. So now you get a little while, and then you get the right dimensions what you're going to be, and after that it's ready for range. I have to just reblue this because there is just several marks about these tools, but that's not a big deal. Thank you for watching. Comment if you have anything to ask. I'll answer you.